Hey, hey! Today we're talking about childhood trauma. And I know you guys hear me talk about it a lot, but that's my specialty. And if you end up in a facility, usually it's because of childhood trauma. So it bears repeating. Today we're focusing on a quote by Irene Lyon that says that free will works best in a regulated nervous system. Otherwise, your choices really aren't your own. Instead, they're the constructs of your survival stress and your unhealed trauma. We don't always think about it, but the brain is affected by this. When we have childhood trauma, our prefrontal cortex shrinks. That's the part of your brain that handles emotion recognition, regulation. It handles your rationality, your logic, and your language skills, which is why we don't argue with people who are freaking out. The part of their brain that handles language and rationality is offline in that moment because their amygdala has kicked in, which is overactive with childhood trauma. It means that you go into fight, flight, freeze, and fawn much more often than the average person. The last thing is that the hippocampus shrinks. That's the part of your brain that tells you the difference between present and past. The problem with that is that when you get triggered, you can feel like that past unhealed event is happening all over again. That's why you're freaking out, right? So we have to deal with those things. The last thing that we're talking about today is the concept that the person who chooses to heal from that trauma is often seen as the enemy from the family or friends because you've chosen to break that family behavioral pattern because it's not healthy. Not quoting a study here, but anecdotally, I would say that is number one, the thing that I see that causes people to self-sabotage. People are afraid of being ostracized. We're a social species, and they're afraid of getting kicked out of their friend group or their family situation. And so because of that, they end up continuing unhealthy behaviors just so that they can please the people around them. And we don't want to do that going forward, because if you're watching this, you're healing, you're trying to get better, and we don't do unhealthy things anymore. Have a great day.